Hello, welcome back. This is a second week review of how it went portfolio, and the this upcoming week is also going to be very hectic. So we got a lot of revision out of PPI, CPI. So we're worried about that. We're not worried. We'll see what it comes out to. So big moves happening this coming week for sure. Here we go. So the total performance, right? So look, this day just strikes out as a as kind of as an outlier compared to all those standard deviations here. Really, Monday, good start, pretty much just neutral out of the week, and then this day was the jobs data, right? So pre-market, it went to the upside a lot, and then during market open, it fell. Almost all the gains were almost eliminated from that move, and then so I decided to add, right, on my positions I had there. And then so that kind of backfired later in the day because later in the day it recovered from that. Um, Now the volatility there was quite high in that it was kind of like a pretty much a pump and dump in a Nasdaq, which is quite surprising. So that's really how important really all this data coming out means and how it's interpreted and how in the end it goes right. In the end it went positive, right? But in the morning it wasn't really clear, and so it's like all the different opinions conflicting. Um, but yeah, I also didn't want to do as many trades in a way because I was going in and out very too much in that last week. I'm not sure if I showed it, but the total trade, like the average trades, I was supposed to multiply that close to by two around there because I was counting a buy and sell as one trade, and that's two because you buy and then you sell. And so here I have that updated, and I was really going in and out a lot. And you can like the moves weren't very big, but it wasn't long term. Like if let's say Nasdaq went up a bunch, right, then we wouldn't really catch that, and if it went down a bunch, we wouldn't catch that. So really, wanted to start to create a long portfolio right now, and so that's what I started to do, and it kind of just backfired me on that one day. Um, but I was just so surprised because that move was so drastic, and either way, both ways it was drastic. So let's see. So compared to Nasdaq, so yeah, pretty much this one day just went boom. Um, so yeah, it just that kind of backfired. I really see this day as an outlier. I'm not later on. I hope to see an increase like this, slowly upwards, and Nasdaq. I don't know what will happen, but slowly to go like that. I hope. Hope that's we'll see. So yeah, this week negative 1.48. This is not the total. That's just this week. Um, Nasdaq was 0.117. So this week it did gain a little after that big jump. I'm only outperformed one day. Overall, 40% of days. Comparison S&P, similar thing. 0.26, okay, and we only outperformed once. Total 50%. Comparison to Dow Jones, didn't lose as much in the beginning of the week. It still did go a bit down, and then it recovered. So really not as tight focused here. So now we did outperform 60% of days, which was more than expected. And it only ended at 0.1% positive, so not as much as SPY and QQQ, but like overall 60%. So it's similar, same thing. Here's everything. You can see everything kind of ended in a similar zone right here, and then boom. This is for just this week, so it's we're ending not as bad as what Nasdaq hit, right? But close to it. So here, so we can, if you really just take out this point, you can kind of see like a straight line in a way, an average. Now this thing kind of just skews everything over here, just brings it all down. That's why like if you look at like the standard deviations here, like 0.1, 0.38, -4, they're in the range, right? And then this one just like boom. So I think that was really I changed a lot. A lot of the cash went into the assets here, and so that kind of screwed it over. And I imagine it would have stayed down there and ended 0.2, right? Which is what I was expecting, but still be in the similar range. So I wasn't expecting that much of a move, but just kind of got unlucky on that one day. Weekly day, so here you can pretty much see everything's in a normal range. First day positive, a little unperformed everything. Second day outperformed everything. That's great. and then third day underperformed. Here, really, yeah, it like here underperformed a bit, and then here underperformed a bit. This is fine. I mean, considering from last week, it's nothing significant. And then this day was when I literally right when I switched, and then boom. I mean, during the day, like in the morning, I was around here, so I wasn't worrying that much until at the end of the day, and I saw like 1%. I'm like, oh wow, okay, damn. Green days, red days. So here are first red days. We have 3 out of and then 7 green days. So this is skewed. The loss. This is the mean day gain and loss. The loss is skewed very much. If you take out Friday, it becomes around negative 0.29. So now obviously our sample size is way too low. This becomes way more valuable maybe December time when there's like 30, 60 days to have into the data. So right now it's pretty skewed. But yeah, we want to minimize like the day to like on Friday. We want to for sure minimize those days. Average mean take, so now it's 4.6. So that's why it was in a way you don't see it like it looked fine on the chart, right? But there was a lot of going in and out, and I'm like, this is too much moving. I was only going in with around total 20%, so it wasn't that much. Um, but let's say it just went up around 1 to 2% in a day, which could happen, right? We're gonna miss all of that. Or if it goes down, we're gonna miss most of it. So I wanted to start building a long portfolio now, not work focused too much. I want to get this in around like overall by the end December, hopefully around 1. Like what's 1 buy around there, 1 sell. I don't want to get it to right now. I'm gonna be mostly holding, so this should start to decrease quite a bit, but we'll see. This week 9 cents, so a lot lower from 16 cents from past week. Whoa, did I skip something? No. So overall return, right? Negative 271. So this is it. We're not losing that much. That one day just like took it most of the out. So overall, this is easily recoverable. Nothing too bad. Just a day, one bad day, nothing to worry about. Really, that's how the game works. Some days you win, some days you lose. Some days you lose more, some days you gain more. Now we want to obviously we want to try to lower the loss, right? But really, it is what it is. I was so surprised in that how it moved, how the market really believed it to be bullish in the pre-market, and then right at market open, they're like, oh no, never mind. And then afterwards, it goes back up. So it's like funny how different volume sizes dictate what's going to happen or what they think is going to happen. And yeah, this is just a quote for like these days that are red. It's really important to just they're there and don't worry about it. Not to not worry about it, but don't panic sell or whatever, panic buy. It's just they happen. I'm not worried at all. This is actually good because you need these days to like actually see if what you're doing in the end will work out, and like instead of if it always went up, right, then it's like, oh, okay, you beat the market because everything just went up. Anyone can do that, right? But we want to have red and greens and everything, so to have more variation and practice and everything. So to anticipate the market is to gamble, to be patient and react only when the market gives the signal is to speculate. And so really it kind of just gives the idea that you only want to go in when you don't want to just you want to have a clear motive of why you're going in and out, or why you're adding, or why you're doing this, or why you're selling. And most of you have to be able to live through those variations and everything, to win out. You don't want to like panic sell, right? Or you don't want to have like a fear of missing out, let's say, or these type of things. So you always have to think about why you're buying and stuff, and what's your time frame, what's your goal. And so really right now it's just our goal. I just increase. I think right now increasing our long position is a good time to. After all this data coming in, I think it's a good time as we're gonna see where's it gonna go and stuff. And so I think the Fed rate meeting, I'm not sure if it's next week, after this week, I'm not sure, but this week we sure have a lot of data which will either drastically change or increase or whatever either if it's gonna be a point 0.5, 0.25, or even zero. I mean, before 0.5 was in like it had quite a good chance of happening, and now it's between 0.25 and 0.5, and 0% cut, a 0 point cut is also on the table. Really, it depends on the CPI, PPI, but all anything really could happen. We just have to wait for the data. So just really this week, it's just gonna be a lot of data and waiting. Not to get too emotional, just look at what's going on. You're like, okay, this happened, and just go with the flow, really. Um, but yeah, I mean, any one big day could easily change our overall. So like tomorrow, Monday open, maybe something big could happen. Also, there's also war going on. Whether what's going to be attacked or how that's going to affect, or if in the end they do hit the nuclear facilities, which could happen if right at the moment they can't hit it because their infrastructures, the missiles needed to hit those areas have only the U.S. only has them, and they would have to be given to Israel, right? But which Biden does not agree to. But if we have an election coming up, so if Trump wins, he'll give it to them. That's what he said. If he doesn't, then he won't. So I mean, really, there's a lot of things happening. Also, you have another hurricane coming in. The economic data is quite strong. It's like strong data now. Does that mean that they're going to lower the Fed rate cuts? And I don't think they're going to do a 0.5 again. That would be really surprising. But 0.25 is most likely going to occur. We'll see, though. The CPI, PPI will dictate it. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a great moment. I always like to see these days because it gives you an idea of what you're in and the game you're playing. So, yeah. See you next week, and I hope I think we'll be good. So, for sure, neutral. I really hope to. I'm hoping to be neutral. I think we'll for sure, and then it's just the data. So we're just waiting on data. But yeah, I mean, we can check right now the futures market. So let's see how we're moving. So really, yeah, I mean 0.09. It's neutral. I mean, you can't dictate much from this. I mean, here you can see this is the beginning of the week right here. This is this is probably bad actually. Let's zoom out of it. That was Monday. Right. So here you got Monday. Boom. We were holding cash there, so it didn't get affected. But really, from Monday to like Friday, before this happened, right? It's literally neutral. Like nothing, just up, down, right? Like up, down, up, down. Like nothing is there. It's just waiting for data to come out. And then when this came out, this was pre-market when Bazooka, and then look how fast it came crashing down. I'm like, okay, that means that really the strong economic data is not gonna have higher Fed cuts coming in. So in the beginning, like, okay, great economy, and then it just crashes back down. It's like, okay, damn. And then later in the day, it goes back up. Now during that same day, Microsoft ended negative. So that was one outlier in a way, because like, look, if you have this random stock, MSFT, right? So let's put it right here. So you got MSFT here, and the negative in the day, right? So you had the bull, and then you had the bear, right? The trend, the negative 0.12. Now let's look at Apple. Apple 0.5. Like it didn't recover from its past thing. If you look at QQQ, which is over here, it almost got back to the peak, and then here it went even a bit below. SOXL, these are semis. Semis also didn't go quite as high back up. Nvidia did have a really big hit on that beginning morning. So like here I was like, okay, I started adding our positions, right? And then I'm like, okay, good. And then I see it, and yeah, oh wow. Right now we're having some big moves. Not big, just I'm big in consideration of Sunday night here, but you see they're now going back down. I mean, right now this is just like gamble lucky right now. Like, okay, it's going down. it's all on the data. It's all on the data. So just gotta wait, be patient, and be patient. And so look, I mean, it's already when I was talking, it was 0.1, and now we're at 0, negative. We're at negative right now. So it's like, okay, it moves, right? But yeah, okay. So it's great for hopping on here. Hope to see you next week. I think it's gonna be going good. Damn, that's fun, bro. Shit, negative 0.6. Wow. Okay. Did anything come out? Stop landing? Nothing. Just market variance. Goodbye. Thanks.